am Elyse-Anne. I am the #1 trusted spiritual guide for women entrepreneurs to help you discover your soul, experience your true self, and live beyond your wildest dreams. Alrighty, so today's topic is how to handle energy bullies. How to handle energy bullies. So the reason why I came up with this topic is because we are online every day. It is not a day that we are not online, isn't it? Even if you go on a Facebook detox, you read your emails, you hear people talk, and you interact with people. Somehow we are not kind of like, social media and the internet is integrated with our lives right now. And if you actually read the comments, there are a lot of negative comments and there are a lot of keyboard warriors. What do I mean by keyboard warriors? I feel like it's really interesting, like people who hate Donald Trump, or people who hate Kim Kardashian, or people who hate Oprah, or people who just do not like you, right? But yet they like your page, they hang around your page, and then when they say something, and then they say something else. It's really about, my question is why? If you hate them so much, or if you don't like what they do, why are you hanging around their page? Even Barack Obama, there are haters. So before we go on, I want to let you know that we live in this world, this realm, this physical realm where there are dualities, and we call it the law of polarity. And you experience it every single day. See, black and white, black and white, we have black and we have white, we have the top, we have the bottom, we have left, we have right. And, we have contrast. And I call this the spiritual joke because we live in this world that's polarity, and we do have contrast, and without contrast we are not able to learn the opposite. So I call this the spiritual joke, the cosmic joke. You want this abundant life, you want this freedom, but yet you are here stuck in this rut. And I feel like this is how we learn. The soul consciously puts you in the opposite so you can actually grow and overcome your obstacles and challenges to become that person that you've always wanted to be. So if you have the parents that you had, or if you had the job that you have, without that contrast, you will not be able to learn. From the human perspective, we see this as challenges, but through the soul's perspective, they are rejoicing, they enjoy it, because the soul's sole purpose is for growth and expansion. And without going through these challenges, how can we know what we are really, really made up of? So back to the topic of, energy bullies. And so without being bullied, how do you know how victims feels like, and then stop victimizing yourself? So if you are watching all this and like, oh my God, this is like crazy, and you feel some emotional, arise within yourself, really ask yourself, do you have a victim mindset? Because recently, as much as I'm doing all this work and, going for it, and this is something that I realized, that I do have a victim mindset. If you don't have a victim mind, there is no bully, right? Like I said, there is the contrast, right? If you're not victim, then there's no bully. If there are no bullies, then there are no victims. So if you don't allow yourself to be victimized, then how can there be bullies, right? However, because we are sort of like, weak, we have given our personal power away for such a long time, that our boundaries, our energy boundaries, our personal boundaries are wonky, really, really weak. And so if you see energy bullies, really ask yourself, why do you allow this person to decide how you feel? Although it might be like, what? No, that's not true. I'm my own woman. But then again, if you are triggered by this person, and this person, his negative energy is overpowering and endearing, that it triggers you and it causes you to be pissed off, then you have just given your power away, right? So I feel like if you do feel triggered, I really think triggers, I believe triggers are your keys to your treasures. If you feel triggered, excellent. Now I look at triggers as, oh my God, this is my next step of evolution. This is my next step. This is that opportunity for me to test who I am and then become the woman that I've always wanted to be, and then to experience and go to the next level. Okay, so I no longer run away from, you know, from my triggers. And so how this topic came about is there was, you know, the hurricane, and then there was this, and then there was that, and then, you know, it's like really about this Joel Osteen's case, right? I don't know what you feel about him, but I personally adore him. And he obviously opened his church a couple of days later, and then he gave a story. Whether the story is true or not, I think at this point it doesn't matter. The fact that he opened up his church. Did other people open up their doors to refugees or whatever it is? I don't know. So let's focus on the present moment, because what you're focusing on is the past. And we don't live in the past anymore. The fact that is he opened. And you can never please everybody. He opened the doors. People talk about it. Why did you open the doors one day late? And why did you even have the sermon? And da 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 da. People talk about so many things. And so recently I was Kim Kardashian's page, and so she said she and her family and her sisters donated $500,000. And then there were people like, well, you know, why do you need to say you donated? Just donate it quietly. Oh my God, it's like, seriously, there is just so many things going on. Like, if I really want to ask those people, yes, she said she donated $500,000. Did you donate $500,000? Did you? Then, you know, so the celebrities are donating money, and they're comparing celebrities. So there are a lot of women out there, entrepreneurs especially, and I do so many readings, and it always comes back to this thing. They are so afraid of putting themselves out there because they are afraid of these bullies. They are afraid of being attacked. They are afraid of being vulnerable. They are afraid of seeing negative comments. And if you are building a business, and if you are putting yourself out there, then why don't you just expect negative comments? And if you expect negative comments right at the beginning, then you can decide how do you want to respond or versus react towards it, right? And I can totally relate, because when I started the Spiritual Entrepreneurs in those days, I was also building myself up to become a leader. See, I have never experienced this huge group before. I've never led such a huge group, and I would really allow people to just sway my perception. There were so many people telling me how you should do it, how you should lead, and this and that. And because I was not strong as a person, my perception, my philosophy wasn't strong, I bought those stories, I listened to those stories, and then I based my decision based on how other people think I should lead. And this is also part of the reason why I closed the group, because during those days, it was like, oh, everybody wanted interaction. Everybody wanted like, interaction. And my group wasn't having as huge of an interaction as other people. And then I started to compare, and I'm like, you know what, maybe I should shut it down. So, you know, if you're not sure of yourself, then you will allow your energies to be pulled all around, and as a result, you're not living your true life, and you're not going to experience your true self, because you have given your power away. So in my readings and in my sessions, I actually help these women entrepreneurs to redeem and to retrieve back their personal power so that they are strong. You have the mindset, you have the confidence to be whoever you want to be. Don't allow these negative comments that do not know who you are, don't know your story, don't know your circumstances to affect you, because there are plenty of keyboard warriors out there. So back to my story, you know, when I first started, it was completely new to me, and it was like, oh man, I'm so afraid when someone tags me. I was so afraid that, you know, someone's gonna have those keyboard warrior moments. How am I gonna react? How am I gonna respond? I felt this attack. I felt attacked, you know, I felt personally attacked. And so I cleared that up, and I said, you know what? I am not interested in these negative comments. I'm not going to have that in my vibration. I'm not going to have that in my vortex. I am going to attract, you know, I only want to attract positive feedback. I want to attract positive comments. And then even when the negative feedback comes in, I feel the hurt, and I feel the attack. I would have to do my own personal work to take a stand for myself. So, you know, up to recently, I was doing a reading. You know, it's like in every reading, I give 100%, and it was to an acquaintance. And so most of my readings, in fact, all of my readings, people need to take personal responsibility because I don't tell people what they should do. It's a pure reading as you would experience in a while, and then you decide. And then this lady wrote me this long email that you should have said this, you didn't say this, da 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 da, why you didn't answer my question, this and that, blah 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 blah. And so I felt attacked, and I felt like, again. And then, you know, when you put yourself out there, when you're doing good work, sometimes you ask yourself, is this all worth it? Why do you put yourself, you know, through these circumstances when all you want to do is good work and then people don't appreciate it? So this is my answer. When people are in a negative vibration, when their mindset is really negative, they will not hear your positive words. They would turn every positive thing that you say into a negative comment. Their egos are really, really controlling them. Their egos are really, really present in their life. And they would turn all experiences, and no matter how much you explain, no matter how much you say, they will not hear it because they are in the drama zone. They are in the drama zone. So ask yourself this question, are you in the drama zone? Why are you attracting drama? If you are in the victim mindset, then you attract drama. And so recently, I've been having a few business deals with some women entrepreneurs, and I was really unhappy and really pissed off because they didn't keep the deal at the end of the deal. And I was asking myself, why am I so pissed off? Why am I so annoyed with them? And you know, the first thing is I project my anger and my pissed offness onto them. And after that, I thought to myself, you know what? They are who they are. I cannot change them. I can only change my emotion. And yes, I'm pissed off. And so what does that teach me? Remember, I said contrast, right? There are people who claim to be spiritual. There are people who claim to be full of integrity. There are people who claim to be, you know, I'm living my life, I'm authentic, but yet they are living a double life. And so again, the universe is showing me what exactly do I not want in my life, and then to then make a decision on what I really want in my life. And so, you know what, I've experienced these inconsistencies, and that made me think, am I inconsistent in my life to be triggered? So I said, so I had to now take personal responsibility. I got to clean up my life. And to a certain degree, I felt that, hey, you know what? I'm the victim. I felt like I was a victim of my own circumstances because I've allowed them to decide how I was going to feel. I have given my power away to them. And, you know, I told myself, you know what? It is no wonder that their business is not growing. It is no wonder. Why would one wonder? And, you know, if I want my business to be more aligned and to, you know, vibrate in a higher vibration, then because of them, I now have a new intention. I only want to work with people who really walk their talk. And when I say walk their talk, it doesn't mean that you have to be a saint or you have to be an angel already before we can work together. No, it's like you keep your promises to yourself. You keep the promise to other people. Like, that's integrity. Like for me, I would never say I'm going for a run today because I always betray myself in that sense. I make the decision and then I don't do it. So I don't keep that promise anymore. But, you know, in the online scene, you only sometimes have one opportunity to present yourself. You only have this one opportunity. And especially in the online scene, you don't know who is watching you. What if this one person is like Oprah, right? Or she works for Oprah, and because of your inconsistency and because of your not being able to keep to your side of the bargain, and you just lost the opportunity to become world famous, you lost the opportunity to, you know, blast your name out there. So you don't know. You really, really don't know. So I was actually very pissed. I was very annoyed. I was very disappointed. And for many days, it has been bugging me. It bugged me, and I finally had to do some release work. And I say, you know what? I'm no longer going to allow this energy to bully me. And I am going to have my energy bigger than their energy. They can be who they want to be. They can, you know, I felt betrayed, to be honest. That's the energy that I felt. I felt betrayed. And I felt that I mistrusted people. And so as a result, I was mad at myself. And because they weren't able to keep that deal, and I told myself, hey, you know, what was the end result of the deal that I really wanted? And that was that end result that I really wanted, but I worshipped the wrong source. I worshipped the wrong God. And my ego mind convinced me that they are the source of the things that I want. But in reality, it's God who is the one that will bless me with everything that I need and I want. So that was a shift in perception for me. So it is not them. Everything comes from God through people. Money comes from God through people. Fame comes from God through people. Connections come from God through people. So when I was able to rewire my mind and told myself that I'm worshiping the wrong source, they can be whoever they want to be. When you allow other people to be whoever they want to be, then you will allow yourself to be who you want to be. And it is because I wanted them to be who I wanted to be to keep me happy. Therefore, I got pissed. Therefore, I felt betrayed. Nobody can betray me unless I betray myself. So in terms of energy bullies, when you feel you're personally attacked, this is an exercise that I constantly do and do till this day, because even though we are spiritual, and this is something that I have also learned, just because we declare ourselves to be spiritual, which is just a label, it doesn't mean that we don't do bad things, and it doesn't mean that bad things don't happen to us. You know why? Because we are, after all, human beings, and we have this thing called the ego. So the ego will always be present. However, it is your job to be mindful what is the space they are coming from. So when you realize that, then you stop expecting people to be a certain way, or you can only manage your own expectation. And without expectation, there is no disappointment. So you can only work on yourself and not expect anything from everyone else. Just think of it this way. If people want to do something, then it's a bonus. Otherwise, then there's no disappointment. All right. So for me, it's really simple. Now, because of this incident, I forgive myself, and I'll just let it go, and ask myself, what is the lesson that has been presented for me to learn? After all, your soul is just after the lesson. You learn the lesson and you move on. Because over the years, I have been betrayed. I trust the clients didn't pay me. And so it's very painful, especially when you run the business, and then it's like, but the energy behind it was really codependent as well. I wanted to be liked. I wanted that sale and that kind of thing. So everything is a lesson to really tighten your integrity, really tighten your boundaries, tighten your integrity, tighten your energy, so that you can level up, so that you can raise your own level of vibration and raise the level of your own enlightenment, raise your own level of integrity and boundaries. And Tony Robbins say, if you don't, what does he say? You get what you expect. You get what you tolerate. You get what you tolerate. So when you no longer tolerate these codependent relationships, when you no longer tolerate energy bullies, when you no longer tolerate people who treat you like shit, then the universe would change. The universe would look at you and oh, okay, she's no longer vibrating that, and then let's give her a new experience. The universe is listening to your vibration. So if you no longer have this victim mindset or victim energy in your energy field, then you no longer attract these people who constantly want something out of you, or you allow people to, take advantage of you. That's just that simple. All right? What else do I want to say? And yeah, it's really about this victim mindset. It's really about this victim mindset. If you don't see yourself as victim, then there cannot be a bully. And so if you feel suddenly this, the energy is rushing towards you, and then you feel hurt, what you want to do is you want to expand your energy so big, expand your energy, and make this declaration that only unconditional love can get in and unconditional love can get out. And then allow this energy to fill your entire body, allow this energy to soothe your body, allow this energy to keep you safe, okay? And tell yourself, only I can decide how I need to feel. So again, oops, I've given my power away to them. Take that power back and expand your energy so big that that even they get encompassed in this energy. And ultimately, energy bullies and people who are only hurt people. Understand? So there's no opposite of love. The opposite of fear is love, but love has no opposites, right? So make your energy so big and so big and so big that even it's so big that they get sucked into this vortex. And if you stay and maintain in this energy field for like 5 minutes, then you will suddenly feel at peace and at the same time ground yourself. It's only when you're ungrounded that you allow this energy to get you off left field. Alrighty, so I hope you know how now to manage your own energy and how to handle energy bullies. And ultimately, if you feel that you have been bullied, this is the one question you ask yourself: am I a victim? Am I a victim of my own circumstances? And then you'll wake up. When you question that energy, the energy will break. And from that space, you would shift. What is a miracle? A miracle based on the Course of Miracles is just a shift in perception. Just a shift in perception. And just change your space. Where you are seated right now, move somewhere else. Just go somewhere else. Remember that only you can allow other people to bully you. Once again, okay, if you feel like you're attacked, whether is it online or whatever it is, don't react immediately. I know that's like, oh, you feel attacked and you got to defend yourself. Only the ego needs to defend itself. The soul doesn't. The universe has eyes, your soul has eyes, God has eyes, and what are you doing, right? Choose the space that you want to respond from. Sometimes it doesn't need any response, sometimes it does. It depends on, how you feel. All right, so there are no victims because we are not victims, right? So thank you so much for this. And